Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I have an updated, kind of like my full coverage foundation routine. I did post a while back my foundation routine, but it's typically when I do that it's just BB cream and concealer. So today I thought I'd go ahead and show you my full coverage foundation, and I'll show you how to set everything in place that I do. So if you want to see how to get full coverage foundation, then just keep watching. Okay, so I don't have any makeup on right now except for my eyebrows. So I'm gonna just start by pulling my hair back. And I've already moisturized my face, so the next thing I like to go into is primer. And I typically don't use a lot of primer, but I just put this wherever I need it the most. So I just take a very small amount like this, rub it between my fingers, and then I just apply this to my nose and the tops of my cheeks. So for applying foundation, I either like to use a flat top brush or I like to use a sponge. Believe it or not, even though I said that I wasn't one for sponges, I broke down and picked up the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge because it was on sale, and I absolutely love this. It is clean. It's just stained. That's one thing I'm like, oh, the sponges stain a lot, and so this is clean, I promise. So what you do is you go into your bathroom or wherever and you wet this down. Now I super saturate mine. Like I'll take it and I'll go like this underneath the stream of water a good like 20 times to really get this nice and soaked, and then I'll wring it out and I'll even wrap it in a towel and just give it a good squeeze. You want this to be nice and wet. Now right now it is not, so I'm gonna go do that right now. Okay, so now it is wet down. I mean, you can hear it. Okay, so there is, well, I wrung it out, but there is water in here. This is going to help not soak up your foundation into the sponge, so your foundation actually does go a long way, because if you did not wet it down, the foundation would, the sponge would absorb your foundation and that would just go to waste. So really make sure that you are wetting these down. Okay, so for foundation, I have really been loving the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I do get the matte and poreless because I have oily skin, but they have like the dewy kind, they have like a radiance one, I think, and they have a good selection of colors. You can even go on to Maybelline's website and take this little questionnaire and it will tell you what color matches you. So I actually bounce back and forth between 115 Ivory, and then I have 120 Classic Ivory. It's just a shade darker and it has a little bit more of a pink tone to it. So right now I'm using the 115 and I absolutely love this. So I do shake it up and I'll put it on the back of my hand. Okay, so I take the flat end of the sponge and then I take the foundation and just dip the sponge right in there. And then I kind of pounce this where I need it, like that, and then I will swipe to just blend everything out. And this has, I'm going to say, medium to full coverage. It is buildable, so if you do need a little extra coverage you can, but look how well that does cover compared to the other side. Oh, I love this. This is my holy grail foundation. So that's all I do is basically I'll gather more product as I need it. I stipple it on first. I don't know why, that's just what I do. And then I begin to swipe. And I'll only do one half of my face so I can compare sides and show you. I mean, you can see the difference comparing this side of my face that has the foundation on it to this side. The coverage is awesome and it is buildable. So what I like to do is I'll take the sponge again, and this time I'll just press this on extra places and use this to kind of conceal extra redness or underneath my eyes. And I'm going in with super light touch, like I'm like pinching the sponge and swiping. And this makes your foundation go a long way. So like, I still have a ton of foundation on my hand and I actually think I poured out too much. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other half of my face and I'll be right back. Okay, so once my foundation is on, I like to go in with concealer. And not that this is a plug for Maybelline, but I love the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is their dark circle eraser, and I actually do use this all over my face because it is such a great concealer, and I do know they have one that's for all over, but I really like the dark circle one, and it's more pigmented, so a little bit does go a long way, so you're not going to load up your face to make it look like cake face. And I'm in the shade Light Pale. I also use this to highlight my face, like I said, and I do get the lighter shade because I am light pale. And so I do get this one, and I'll start by running it underneath my eye like so. I'll bring it around my nose and kind of create like a little bit of a downward triangle. This is going to lift the skin and give you like an instant facelift, and now I'm going to conceal our friend. Then I like to kind of do one of those things right there on the forehead, and then I'll apply just a little bit to the tip of my nose. Then I'll go back into my sponge, this time taking the pointed end. I'll start by pouncing on the skin to just blend everything out. I do bring the concealer up onto my eyelids as well to help with the discoloration I have up there, but you can already see this blends out beautifully. And it doesn't lay heavy on the skin, which makes it amazing. So okay, so for setting my face, I like to use two different kinds of powder, well, two different shades really, but two different kinds of powder and two different brushes. For underneath my eyes and setting where I get oily the most, I'm going to use the Real Techniques buffing brush. And then for setting the rest of my face, because I don't want my face to be completely matte and like cake face, I use the Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush. So, for underneath my eyes, I take a lighter shade. This is the CoverGirl Clean Normal Skin Pressed Powder, and this is in Creamy Neutral. I use this for underneath my eyes, so I just take the brush and swirl it in there. And then I press this where I need it the most. So I like to start at my eyelids, because I spent all that time concealing my dark circles. I want to preserve that. So I'm just going to kind of lightly press this right there on my cheeks as well. On my nose. And go into the other eye. So then for the rest of the face, I like to take this CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder, and this is in Translucent Light. And what I do is I just take my brush, and it has like a sift kind of type thing. So I just take my brush and kind of grab a little bit of that, barely any in that brush. Take the lid, swirl it in there, and tap away the extra. And then I just kind of lightly dust this over the rest of my face. Okay, so this is the final product after I have set everything in place. I don't typically wear full coverage foundation, like of the full on makeup every single day. Typically it's just the BB cream and concealer, but on times when I want to amp it up and be a little bit more done up, this is what I do. Leave me a comment on looks that you guys would like to see coming up. I also will be doing my contour and highlighting routine, kind of like an updated version of that as well. I love you all very, very much. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Make good choices.